You know how many balls, and I hate this term and I hate this word, and they're gonna make me pay for saying the word, but you know how many balls we run across now? Everybody on the internet, I'm a boss, I'm a baddie, I'm a boss, I'm this. I've never seen a boss beg. Have you, Street Talk?
I've never seen a boss ask nobody for nothing, but most bosses tell you how they a boss, but they want a nigga to pay for their
That's $5 as well. Anyway,
You at like
They're
15.
begging. They're begging.
Man, this is the Nothing But the Truth live podcast.
So this don't got nothing to do with business, right? This is what I want you to do. I built my girl's credit and bought her a Mustang GT, and I still got cheated on. That's crazy, right? This is what I want you to do. Go on your girl's phone and check for any message. If she responded to any, she going. If you check any girl phone, she gonna have messages from hundreds of dudes. Oh, I like you. Oh, I know you got a man. Da, da, da. She not responding to none of them. But the dude she responded for, she going. I wish I would have known this earlier. Like, I wish I would have not been so naive. Like, oh no, it's just an innocent conversation, bro. Listen, if your girl respond to anybody, I don't care if it's Obama, she going, and you need to break that. From now on, I told God all females need to be on 2-factor authentication. That means I'm going to think of a code in my head. I'm going to tell God. God going to tell that girl, and then that girl need to tell me. That's 2-factor authentication.
Not one woman mentioned that they're going to be a good mother, right? A good wife, a dutiful wife, and help support the man. Everything was me. This is what y'all are competing for in the West, okay? That's what you're competing for. So, since women have this crazy concept of I'm successful and I deserve the highest value man that I can get, regardless of my own personal inadequacies, you guys need to become, not so that you can get them, guys. I said that a million times. You don't become so that you can get girls. You become so you don't tolerate the that inevitably comes with the girl.
And a lot of these modern women, they say a lot of stuff that's demeaning. They talk about how men are shaming women, but a lot of these modern women out here shame men. A lot. They say some off the wall stuff. They say some crazy stuff to disrespect a man. And when a man says, okay, that's how it is, you have to understand when you say stuff like that, when you do stuff like that, a man, you're going to call him cold. You're going to say that he's emotionally unavailable. But really, part of that, or maybe even a good portion of that, was you talking trash. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Like Kevin Samuels always used to say. You two were worried about shaming him and insulting him. Now that man seemed cold and distant, and you're not looking at what you did that might have caused that.
Well, I messed up talking to my husband again. So I was sitting in the bedroom working, and he comes in and he's like, "Are you making something? The oven's on." And I was like, "Oh yeah, actually I started making these new cookie things for the kids, and there's dough that I had to make, but I didn't realize that it needed to chill for 30 minutes first. So I had to put the stuff in the refrigerator." He just cuts me off and he's like, "Do you want the oven on?" And I stop and I think, and I'm like, well, and then he cuts me off again. He's like, "I'm going to turn it off." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think that's a good idea. You can just turn it off." See, I over-explained and I gave way too many details that men just really don't give a shit about. He didn't need to know what I was making. He didn't need to know why I was making it. And he didn't know the dough needed to chill for 30 minutes. None of that information is ever relevant to men. We need to leave that kind of stuff out of our stories. Women, we share all of our details with each other. So the dough having to chill for 30 minutes is super relevant to a woman, but it isn't to a man. We shouldn't say those kinds of things to men. All he needed to know was that, yes, he could turn the oven off.
It's always a friend zone guy who's always a great guy. He's the great one, right? And they're like, no, I just know he's just too nice. I don't want to get with him. And then that girl ends up getting with some piece of shit who ends up breaking her heart. And then this nice guy, the one that was friend zone, gets into marriage because married is having the best life ever because he was the one for you. But you were like, oh no, he's too nice, right? I want to fuck around. I want some wild stuff. No, and then now like, fuck, I wish I can get him back type shit.
And now it's too fucking late.
Yeah, and then they hit you up on the messages like, hey, I'm so happy to see you happy. Like it feels good. Just know we're thinking about you back home.
I don't know. He was my best friend, and I didn't want to lose him.
Best friend. Once you made him your best friend, you lost him.
You know, modern women, a lot of them thrive on what's out there. I'm doing it for the plot. What's next? But, you know, unless there's a little bit more uncertainty, especially in dating, men don't really thrive off of that same thing. And so, you know, when you run into the same thing over and over again and it gets expensive, then for a lot of men, that curiosity stops. I'm not really curious anymore about it because I already know what's going to happen. I already know what's going to happen. So I'm not really curious anymore. I'm more so tired. I'm more so frustrated. I'm more so upset. I'm no longer excited at the potential to meet somebody because for, going out with these modern women, it ends poorly. So I'm at that point in time, a lot of men just check out. They just go their separate ways. I'm just going to keep on doing my thing. Don't worry about me.
I don't want to hear anything about an LA girl, New York, Miami. I want the product straight from the source. If I can't go straight to Europe, Asia, South America, Africa, Australia to pick it up, keep it. Keep it. I don't need no stepped on work. Too many hands on touch the product, man. I'm telling y'all right now, the hype is done. Get the product straight from the source, bro. It's a different caliber. When you go straight to the source, you got to go to the jungle. Stop wasting your time in the wrong environment. What I'm telling y'all right now, the difference of the caliber of women you're going to see when you travel abroad is just different, bro. It's different, bro. I told y'all a long time ago, I'm a goner. South America already had me in the hole. Now, man, listen. You need to go to Switzerland, Germany, Sweden, and Italy. I ain't, man, so much you just need to go see, but I'm telling you right now, man, keep everything in America. I'm good on it. Trust fund baddies only. You need help with your dating psychology, DM app.
If a man has no friends, pay attention. If a man has no friends or only a very small circle, do not get it twisted. That is not a red flag. That is a man who has mastered himself.
Yeah.
A man without friends or with a very small circle is a very secure man. He has learned that quality matters more than quantity, and he does not need an audience to validate his worth. His confidence comes from inside, not from the approval of others. He is not afraid to be alone because he knows his own strength. He is very selective with his energy and with who he lets into his life, and that is a good quality to have. He walks away from drama and gossip because he has built a peaceful life for himself and does not want to let that go. He does not need to be surrounded by people to feel complete. He is comfortable, he is grounded, he is steady, and he does not waste time on meaningless relationships. He knows what he wants, and he does not waste time chasing things that do not matter. So if you come across a man with very few friends or a very small circle, do not underestimate him. That is not loneliness, that is discipline. He knows peace, it is not isolation, that is self-mastery. And men like that are the hardest ones to replace.
And a lot of these modern women are continuing to say, oh, I want a man to be bold. I want a man to grow some. I want a man to, just be a man. Just do it regardless of what I'm doing. Just go out there and take a risk. But it seems like men are the only one taking a risk nowadays in dating. And that's the way that modern women want it. I want you to take all of the risk. Show me. And then if you meet my standards, we'll see. It's not even a, yes, this is the way we're going. It's, we'll see. I've got Chad and Tyrone that I like to go back to.
Oh, dearie. Someone certainly did try, didn't they? However, that video that this comment came from was on a man, so do try to get the gender right. But I do appreciate someone trying so hard. It really is quite cute. But speaking of someone who has their head lodged somewhere where it shouldn't be, it seems like this comment is the voice of experience speaking. But I don't do videos because of backlash. In fact, I enjoy backlash. I find it rather amusing that there's some individuals out there that think I'm actually going to change the style of my content because they don't like it. What an opinion one must have of oneself in order for that to be the case. But no, if someone would actually watch all of my videos, they would know I do videos on men as well as women. I just don't see as many problematic behaviors and opinions coming from men as I do from women. So there's that. But thanks indeed for not only getting the gender wrong, but also being egregiously incorrect in one's assumptions.
I said that women, ultimately, we are making the choice to not keep children sometimes. And I'm saying to you, that could be true. However, what are the factors that are leading us up to do this? And you're saying...
It's just women.
Is this fact-based or is this your opinion?
Women hold all of reproduction rights in America. Men do not hold any reproductive rights in America. So how is it men's fault?
They play every part in that.
Let me use an analogy, right?
Go ahead.
So if it's the case
that being in shape or being out of shape is all in your hands, which is true because you put the food in your mouth and you can choose not to put the food in your mouth. So it's your choice. Would it be logical if you gained a whole lot of weight and got real fat to blame it on Walmart for making you fat? Or did you choose to buy all of that food and eat all of that food at Walmart? That'd be all of your choice. So that analogy maps onto women holding all reproductive rights is their choice. So if a chick is fat, she fat not because of Walmart, she fat because of her choices. If a chick aborts her child, she aborted her child because of her, not because of the man.
And I think we have to look at how draining dating has become. We have to look at, the reason, or another reason that men are checking out of dating is because, dating has started to feel, for a lot of men, it's a little bit more, a lot more draining. You're not really hopeful like you used to be. It's more draining than it is exciting. You have, can't believe I'm gonna say this. You don't really have anything to look forward to, right? I'm so excited to take this lady out. It's gonna be a great time. Even if it ends up being bad, there's still excitement in there because it's like, man, I got out and I'm out here just moving and grooving. It's not really like that for a lot of men, and so that's another reason that they kind of check out.
I don't think my relationship standards are that difficult to understand. Like, I'm a woman, so I want to be taken care of, obviously. But also, you're going to have to understand that I'm the boss. But if I'm the boss and you're still taking care of me, it's like, do you have a spine? But then if you try to grow a spine and stand up to me, who do you think you're talking to?
I think you just reminded a whole bunch of men why they're single and why they're happy to remain single. Because this sort of dynamic in a woman's mind is absolutely what is frustrating to men that are trying to date a woman and have a relationship with her. But a lot of women don't understand is that this frustration from men is coming from a place that is really good within their heart. They want to figure you out. They want to give you what you want. They want to make you happy. But then you almost make it seem as if you don't want them to succeed in that. And unfortunately, in the cases where women just don't straighten it out and they don't fix themselves, these poor men get dragged through it, and it takes a little bit of time before they figure it out. And what they do eventually figure out about you is that nothing will ever make you truly happy. They were fighting a losing battle to begin with, and that is when you lose a good man.
Women say they want is an emotionally in touch man, and what they want is a masculine man, and that they will articulate what they want in a man. It includes being more emotionally available, and then they want to have sex with a traditional masculine man. And what I hear from a lot of, and this is anecdotal evidence, and it's false marketing, and you tell me what the data says, but there's just so many single women in my age group, and it feels like there's literally no men in my age group. As bad as it is for people in their 20s and 30s, try being a woman in your 50s trying to date, right? And they tell me the same thing. These are liberal, progressive, educated women. They say, by the way, I like a manly man. And they say it under their breath. So there's what supposedly is stated around, I need more emotional availability, someone who's touch with their feelings. But what the research shows is they want a guy with facial hair. Women are still very attracted to traditional masculine attributes.
And y'all keep on thinking because a man has opted out of dating and just stopped dating, that the man is bitter, that the man just hates women, when it's really just a cost-benefit analysis. That's it. Am I getting what I put out? And if I have to look at myself and say, I need to do better, well, maybe I don't need to be dating at that point in time. So that's one way. But if I look at myself and I'm saying, okay, I've got a couple of places that I can improve, right? But, I'm kind of still looking. But when I look out there and I see maybe 2 or 3 things that I have to take care of versus you thinking that you're better than me, and you saying, well, you got 10 things to take care of and I have none. I have none to take care of. A man is going to look at that and be like, delusional. So she says, I have tons of things to take care of, but she has none. I'm self-aware. I know there's probably a handful of things that I could do better, but she's saying she ain't got nothing to improve on. She's not even standing there thinking about what she can improve on. It's time for me to go sit down somewhere.
A lot of women, they don't realize that they are the issue. And so we have a problem taking accountability. We have a problem shutting up. We are extremely argumentative, and a lot of times we are the walking red flag.
Can I ask that question if you don't mind?
Sure.
Like, why do black women refuse to shut the up?
Ooh, that's a heavy.
Why?
That's a heavy loaded question.
Why?
Look, they can't
Why?
shut up the answer.
I want to know why.
I'm gonna tell you
Can't
why.
shut up the answer.
It just goes back to what she said. A lot of it is lineage. So a lot of women, we saw our mothers and we saw our grandmothers being. Wait, let me cook, because it's not all of us. Some of us do know how to be quiet, but
they're the married ones.
But a lot of times we watch our mamas and we watch our grandmothers and great grandmothers not shut up, right? It's a generational curse. I'm gonna be honest with you, because we was raised in households where the women had to handle. Okay, we had to pay the bills. We had to be independent. We had to run households, and we had to raise kids alone. So yeah, a lot of times we not gonna shut the up, because this my shit and I've been doing it. However, it's not. Listen. However, it's not right. And what I had to learn is learning to be quiet is a skill. Okay, especially when you don't come from that example, you have to learn how to be quiet. You have to learn how to submit, and you have to learn how to not be argumentative. And a lot of women don't take the time to learn that skill.
Man, this is the Nothing But the Truth live podcast.
Listen, I've been around enough women to know women lie.
Oh, yeah.
Women lie.
Yeah.
And not only do women lie, women lie. The reason women lie so much is because they don't even believe they're lying.
Yeah. They rationalize and make it seem like it's reality.
They believe it's true.
Yeah.
A woman will crash a car into a tree.
Yeah.
No other cars around. She crashes into a tree.
Yeah.
Why'd you hit that tree? Well, it wasn't my fault. Why? It was raining and it was dark. You knew that when you got in the car.
Yeah.
Everyone else driving in the rain and the dark, and they didn't hit the tree.
Right.
Why did you hit the tree? Yeah, but it was raining and it's dark, and it's the first time I've driven the car, so... Yeah, but... Okay, whose fault is this? The trees? That tree's been there for 100 years.
Yeah.
Never been hit before.
Yeah.
The car has driven up and down that road 10,000 times and never been crashed. Who do we blame? Well, it's not my fault. Don't blame me. That's the female mind. They're not responsible for anything ever. Now, if you ask that same woman 2 weeks later after she hit the tree, you'd be like, I got a Ferrari. You want to drive it? Yeah, I want to drive it. Are you a good driver? I'm a great driver.
And you have a lot of these men out here that are just regular guys. They're quiet, they're disciplined, and a lot of times because they don't yap about and holler and scream, that's why they get overlooked. Because modern women, they're looking for what they would call an alpha, a double alpha. I'm looking for a lion. Roar and make me hear you. Let me hear you. And so Chad and Tyrone are out there roaring. Just roar, roar, roar. As a matter of fact, Chad and Tyrone, well, sometimes they do, to be fair. But their roar is not even all that. At all. But they go ahead and stand behind a lion that actually know how to do it. And, while they stand in front of a lion that actually knows how to roar. And then when the women look over, is that him? That must be him. And they think, oh, that's Chad roaring like that. He's got something. And they go over there messing with him. When really, actually, honestly and truly, it was the good man. It was a stable man. It was a regular guy that had his stuff together that was roaring like that. But modern women can't distinguish. They can't tell the difference because Chad and Tyrone look good. And that's really all they're looking at. Modern women don't like to tell you, but they're just as lustful as men are. They're filled with lust the same way that men are.
It kind of breaks my heart to even say that about myself, but it's true. I struggle with loneliness, and I have more meaningful relationships than anyone deserves. But I struggle with it. But my best advice, an anecdote to feeling lonely, is to help someone feel less lonely, because there's always someone out there that feels it the same as you, at the same time as you, or more than you, likely more than you. So go help them feel less lonely. And it might not fix your loneliness or make it go away or erase it, but man, I think it's the best option, and I think the other essential part is gratitude, and being grateful for the relationships you do have, the things you do have, and the moments that you're not lonely, the moments that you have people and you recognize that people love you. It's hard. It's hard. Loneliness is a rat that will just gnaw at your insides, nibble at your soul. But yeah, go help somebody be less lonely.
I didn't say that women don't want a happy, loving relationship with their family. I didn't say that.
Okay. A husband is part of the family.
Right. So I've been there and done that. But yeah, nobody said.
Just because it didn't work out for you, drop a bomb. You talking about I've been there and I've done that. Maybe your experiences won't be her experiences. Don't make them feel like that is not a good thing and they shouldn't go for it because maybe it didn't work for you. Everybody has to experience it on their own, and I mean that respectfully, ma'am. Respectfully.
I didn't say that it didn't work out for me. Y'all asked the question, and then you come over here with the extra because you have to like try to get a jump out her skin, which she.
I'm just responding. I'm listening to what you're saying.
I'm not about to jump out my skin because you got ignorant responses.
I'm just listening to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say that.
You have an ignorant mindset. 80% of men that are locked up right now come out of single mother households. Men and boys, on average, do way better in life when they have two parents in the household, their father and their mother. That two-parent household automatically is going to be better for that child. Statistically, the facts show it. Kids that are raised in single mother households don't do well as kids that are raised in single father households. Those are facts. Those are the stats. So I would say that the key to making sure that your kids have a successful life is to make sure that that mother man is in that child's life. And what better way to have that man in that child's life if mommy and daddy are in the same house at the same time being a parent?
I mean,
appreciate it, Tressa.
And another thing that you also have to think about is, you know, when you want a man to yearn, you want a man to, I understand you probably want that man to really show you that he likes you. Well, I don't see it as him like simping for me. And if that is simping, then that's what I want. I want a man to really like me. I want a man to really show that he likes me. There's other ways that that man can show that he likes you versus him getting down on both knees, crying and snotting, licking all over your feet, sucking all over your toes and all that nonsense. There's other ways that he can do that. But that's what modern women want. They read that type of stuff in books. They look at that type of stuff on TV, and that's what they want. And men are realizing at some point in time, you're going to think because I yearned and I begged for you, that you're in a higher and a better position. Well, you know, I can leave you. I don't need you. You can't leave me. No, I did that thinking that you would understand how much I really want you in my life. But now that you're going to throw that in my face, I think I'll get to packing. I'll be out by the night.
These are 5 signs that a man is hurting, but he's pretending to be okay. Number 1, he stops choosing. He doesn't even ask himself what he wants anymore. He just goes with the flow and goes along with what everybody needs because the world expects everything from him and gives him nothing back. Number 2, this man is going to become a stranger in his own home. Home should be his peace. Home should be his quiet. But at home, he's distant. He doesn't feel safe and comfortable enough to exhale. And the sad thing is, the woman lying next to him is not even going to see it. She'll be the one telling the entire world how happy her man is. Number 3, that man is going to hide himself in his work. Work doesn't need feelings, just results. So he stays busy. Because the moment he stops working, the moment he takes a second to breathe, his mind is going to start running wild. Number 4, he shrinks and makes himself small to hide the pain. If you ask him how he's doing, he's fine, he's good. But deep down, he's not. He just knows that if he opens up, somehow it turns into a conversation about everyone else, about everything else but him. Number 5, he loses his spark. The things that men love to do, like playing dominoes with his boys, fishing, watching the game, those things now feel heavy. Even joy feels risky, so he starts to pull back and he remains in his shell. And the world is going to say he went mad.
Here's my hot take, and it's probably going to piss a lot of you off. Men only want to be fed and left alone. And the reason that they get mad is because at least one of three of these things is not happening.
12 seconds later.
I'm laughing at myself because I just rewatched that video and wow. I'm too evolved for because in this moment, I am realizing that I have a lot of work to do around hating men. And who would have thought that if I want men to respect me, I need to respect them as well.
Here's my hot take that might ruffle some feathers. She is only scratching the surface, and absolutely she's right in that she needs to do a ton of work at dismantling her hate for men. But it is not just that men need respect. Like, absolutely they need that. Like, I think that is a human decency, like, basic for anybody. But what the man needs that you're wanting to be in a relationship with is for you to understand men, for you to understand him. And that historically is what women struggle with the most, because what it takes from women is not always being right, taking accountability, saying I'm sorry, and putting the relationship needs beyond your own personal gain. That is what most women struggle with, even women that already respect men as a whole. Unfortunately, the men that come along and try to help her in the healing process, those are the guys that are like most likely the really good guys. They are genuine and they are patient and they are loyal. Unfortunately, those are the guys that end up getting the most hurt, and that is what's really messed up.
Modern women really, they're not serious. They always have something silly to say. Well, how come I can't get a man to take me seriously? This goes beyond joking, right? Because you can have fun, you can be silly. You know, that's just who she is. She's just a goofy person. She just likes to have fun. She just likes to cut up. That's just who she is, right? If that's not your personality, leave her alone. That's one thing. What we have today is modern women cackling and being silly in a man's face when a man is trying to approach. And not only do they act silly and immature, they continue it instead of saying, no, we just playing. What's going on? There's one woman in the gym, man came up to her, you know, maybe he could have said something a little bit better. Maybe he could have approached a little bit better. He didn't do anything weird. But, you know, maybe he could have said some stuff better. Her friend jumps in, starts cackling and doing all that other stuff. And instead of saying, no, I'm sorry, go ahead. You know, this is your moment. And really, you know, being genuine about it. You know, maybe you give him a good natured ribbing. Hey, you remember when you said that to Chloe? And, you know, just kind of bust out laughing. And, you know, you kind of roast him a little bit and go on about your business. Men can take that. What men don't want to be involved in anymore is being the butt of the joke every single time. And they really didn't even do anything wrong. It's not worth it, man.